And yes, indeed, coming to live from these United States of America. Ogambo uti okansubire nti oli bulungi nze Mordecai Murisa era ng'oli mu kulaba Mordecai Murisa live. Absolutely. Weebale nnyo yonna gy'osinziira. Enamba njiraba ku YouTube channel ekulira ku speed ya kika kya waggulu. Speed ya sasi. Bullet speed. So thank you so much. I do really appreciate all of you who are making sure that we grow this YouTube channel. Waliwo nalabye nga bagamba bulijjo mbadde siri subscribe nga beewuunya nalabye mu comment section. Oyinza okuba nga wali subscribed ku YouTube channel eri eyaffe gye babba gye twalina enkadde. Kati kweno oyinza okuba tokimanyi. Please make sure that you check. Ogambe you make sure that you do subscribe. Enamba ekulira ku speed ya kika kya gwagenda okukuza channel eno. Twawezezza 15 nga n'omwezi tegunaba kubeera nga guwera. Kati omwezi guneeno gwe tugenda otandika ogwokutaano. Twagala tuwerezeemu abantu omutwalo gumu. Is it possible? Gwagenda okwanukula ekyekibuuzo. Anyways, olwaliro bakasatu kenyambadde okalaba ebigambo ebiriko. Bigamba Museveni started a war. I am only speaking. Museveni atandika olutalo. Nze njogera bwogezi tonyiigira. Nekizijjukiza ebigambo Bobi Wine byayimbye mu luyimba luno lwe yafulumizza ne Nubia Ninga kwotadde King Saha. Ebigambo byayimbye ndoza bye mankuzanyira waneeno obirabe. Kambi kuzanyira waneeno olabe binene ebigambo kankendezeeko waneeno. Okay. Weefudde wakabi. All right. If I reduce this, then you're going to be able to see here. Akayimba keeko. Ebigambo njagala naawe obeere ng'osobola okubeera ng'obisoma. Bobi Wine agambye atya? Weefudde wakabi. Kakutuma numpisa bubi. Weefudde na mulamuzi. Listen my youth. Toluze nsene nsobera. Obusangola batomera. Osange nchanga zalawa. Kagamba gundi ayogera. Bagundi namwe mwendeko. Future te uparubire. Amasoko bwegekula. My friend, you will see what I see. I may not be your friend. Tukaddemuko tulyoke tugende ku mulama gwa leero. Yagambye atya? Gw'osanga enkyanga azalabwa. Okay. Listen my youth. Toluze nsene nsobera. Obusangola batomera. Osanga enkyanga azalabwa. Kagamba gundi ayogera. Bagundi namwe mwendeko. Future te uparubire. Amasoko bwegekula. My friend, you will see what I see. I may not be your friend. But I'm not your enemy. I may not be your friend. Tusimbule. Now, let's talk about Owechitibwa here.
You're watching Mordecai Murisa Live.
Like, whatever he's saying right now are complete lies, but he doesn't care. Ssenyonyi agenda entungamu okufuna ebirabo.
And I wondered how you do oversight and pick gifts at the same time.
But I wondered how you do oversight and pick gifts at the same time. No, he wasn't picking gifts. Why did he go to Ntungamo? When the process that led to this money being siphoned in this place, you were deathly quiet.
If a party young as the NUP doesn't have a mechanism to resolve internal conflicts...
Listen now, if a party young as NUP doesn't have a...
you can't make headway in reconciliation.
You can't make headway in reconciliation. You can only make headway in reconciliation if the accused is not ground standing. But Mpuuga, after having broken the rules, the laws of the party, he went on to ground stand. And then he sat on this a throne of arrogance and started belittling, being insubordinate to the authority that appointed him leader of the opposition, commissioner, and the deputy president of the national platform.
Secondly,
a
casual way of dealing with colleagues.
Casual way of dealing with colleagues.
Don't mind of dealing with colleagues. You know, you make statements about your colleagues.
You make statements about your colleagues. Which statements? You have folks who have been accusing Bobi Wine. Do you look yourself in the mirror?
Like an allegation where you have a difference in opinion, and then you allege that so and so has been bought because you simply differ with him in opinion.
This wasn't a difference in opinion. This was Mpuuga admitting that he had received money, over 500 million shillings, alongside 3 NRM sympathizers, sycophants and lackeys of Museveni.
You're watching Mordecai Marissa Live political commentary. Please consider subscribing to help grow Uganda's Voices of Struggle ecosystem. Thank you.
Very glad to be here on Mordecai Marissa TV.
All right. Kati, oluvannyuma lwa National Unity Platform okugamba nti ewadde omwezi gumu ogw'abantu abatalaga bweyama eri kibiina ne kwe kiyimirira oba ensonga kwe kiyimirira beetonde oba bagenda ku facinga kye tuyita political acts, embazzi y'ebyobufuzi bajja kugobebwa, tebajja kuweebwa kadde ya paata okwesimbawo, n'abalala okwogerawo bwe bayimiridde ku nsimbi. Oweekitiibwa Mathias Mpuuga yavuddeyo n'ayogera. Now, I want to make this clear. I don't want to make this man a subject. But every time he continues or he opens up his mouth, he ridicules, he puts down the leader of the political movement in Uganda, the leader of the opposition in Uganda. And we just can't look at him and ignore. No. Techigenda wera Mulisa. Muveko. No. Wala bagamba we batyo. Naye ayina byayogera. Ate wala abantu abamukkirizamu. And look, do I respect this man? Absolutely. Did I believe he made a mistake? Absolutely. Can he reverse ensobi gye yakola? Bwekiri ayinza obutagijjaawo n'asobola okutereeza going forward. Naye buli lwateekebwa omuzindaalo mu maaso ne kamera ng'atandika okuteeka wansi abantu ng'abalengezza, abamudifenga nga bagamba yoyo waffe. Kati fenga abantu abamu questioninga tulina okuvaayo tusaabulule okujubisa kw'abantu abamwetoolodde. This is when he was asked ku ssente yagambye atya?
Well, first of all, that melodrama caught me quite busy.
First of all, that melodrama. Ayina obugambo bw'oluzungu kati melodrama kapya. Naye kategeeza ki? Kategeeza mbu omuzannyo ogulimu okusudiya ennyo. But you can tell he's overly emotionally charged. You can see his face. Okay.
And I never had time to pay attention.
Katembo oyo yankwata ndi busy ne sibifaako.
For I'm very occupied.
I'm very occupied. Agambye occupied. Okay. Pronunciations anjawulo okusinziira wa we tusinziira. Maybe bye tusoma. Agambye I'm very occupied. Okay. Mbalina ebingi ebyokukola bingi nnyo.
With very, very serious matters.
With very, very serious matter. Nina ebyokukola bingi nnyo with very, very serious matter.
Governance in this country.
Oh, governance in this country. Musonga z'obukulembeze zaalimu. Okay.
Governance in this country.
Let's go back here.
Very, very serious matters of governance in this country.
He's very serious with, n'ensonga za governance, obukulembeze. Yeah, governance of this country.
When I see individuals who are destined, who are charged with offering leadership.
Mbwalaba abantu who are destined. Ata akazizaayo n'agamba who are katulira wano agambye ate?
Who are destined, who are charged.
Who are charged. Abadde amanyi who are destined. Kamukuba kanagamba who are charged. Abaweereddwa obukulembeze.
With offering leadership. Engaged in melodrama.
Nga abantu abo abakwasiddwa obukulembeze naye nga bali mu katemba.
For the sake of a moment.
Nga kyebagenda kwe kufuna akaseera
capture attention and
okufiibwako.
Have a camera moment.
N'okufuna okubeera mu kamera.
It's very unfortunate.
Kikwasa ennaku. Kibi nnyo. Ayogera ye yeegabira ensimbi obukadde 5. Ekyo tekikwasa nnaku. And he doesn't deny this. Abyogera. Like, selflessness should be one of the principles people have. You would actually even donate that money. But he's a man who wants to build an empire of wealth. So now, what is unfortunate is because folks are being exposed of having received 1 million shillings each from the president of Uganda. That is very unfortunate. But he's and is one of the recipients of this money. That is very unfortunate. I'm only speaking. Museveni killed people, started war.
If the opposition in parliament
Singa oludda oluvuganya mu parliament
was interested in fighting corruption,
lwakwasibwa obuyinza okulwanyisa enguzi,
the person who led the signing of signatures
omuntu eyakulembedde okuteeka emikono ku lupapula oba ku kiwandiiko eky'ababaka abatafunye ensimbi abayigana ensimbi za Museveni
chairs a PACA committee.
yakulira akakiiko ke bayita Public Accounts Committee PAC, ayogera ku Muwanga Kivumbi.
And surely knows where public resources are going.
Era mbu amanyi ensimbi ez'emirimu gya gavumenti wa gye ziraga.
He's a leader in the opposition. He knows so well.
Nti omukulembeze we mu opposition amanyi bulungi.
Kosase is
Yatuula akakiiko aka Kosase.
very much alive to where public resources are being siphoned.
Era amanyi wa ensimbi z'omuwi w'omusolo we zibbibwa.
So when I see them before cameras,
So bwe mbalaba nga bali mu maaso ga kamera
trying to steal a moment
nga bagezaako okwefunirayo akaseera
and divert Ugandans
okubuzaabuza bannansi
run away corruption.
okuva ku buli bw'enguzi.
The other day I saw
One, this is called gaslighting, okay? And two, projection, okay? And it is a political tactic. Gaslighting is when you start questioning someone who is questioning you for valid reasons. For example, if I questioned you, Negamba, why are you doing this? You gaslight me, and then you project. Otandika okundeetera okubuusabuusa kati ebigambo byayogedde waliwo abacamuka. Because Museveni did not deny having sent 100 million shillings to individuals in Uganda. Now, if we have members of parliament who are questioning the modus operandi under which the president sent this money to these members of parliament, and this gentleman calls it diversion, then is trying to gaslight you, to make you question what is right, makes you question your reason, your rationale of asking questions. He's gaslighting you. He's putting you in a position. And he uses another tactic, confidence, overconfidence, the gall and temerity. He's calm and restrained, but he's projecting. What he's doing is the one that is creating a diversion. Because you'd wonder, why isn't he signing the petition? If actually he doesn't believe that this money should be given to members of parliament, for what? But now he goes on to accuse the chairman of PAC and chairman of Kosase, former, chairpersons of Kosase and PAC. Ajunenya, chetubuza ensimbi. You realize nti bino byonna byonna byali mu kwogerako, he doesn't mention sente obukadde 10 at all. Yanibadde agamba, first of all, I'm not one of the recipients of this money. And even if it was deposited in my bank account, I would be taking it back to the creditor. I believe this money shouldn't be wasted. Taxpayers' money shouldn't be wasted on extravagantly distributing it to members of parliament. I believe we have so many problems that are ailing our country, and that's where these funds must go. No. But now he makes you, start doubting those folks who are trying to raise your voice. Look at this video. He's not going to mention 100 million shillings at all.
Leader of the opposition in Ntungamo.
Yalaba leader of opposition in Ntungamo. Kati eyo incident jayogerako yinza ogamba ya bangachi. We're going to see that.
In one of the bottom.
Now that's what they call diversion. What turns in gaslighting. Kati nanenya nti baliyo bagezaako okudivertinga kati kyazzeeko. Kyenagambi akozesa gaslighting okuleetera okubuusabuusa ebyo ebituufu by'okkiririzaamu. Kati step ey'okubiri bagiyita projection. Akwatayo ekyali mu kkola n'akikuteekako. Kati ssaawa zino twogera ku bukadde 10 amangu ago akututte mu kye bayita ebyaliwo mwamulaba the other day I saw. Wagamba the other day oyinza ogamba yabaddewo b'ennaku 2 emabega. We're going to see what he's referring to. It is not the other day. It is months after. And we're going to see what was going on.
Bottomless holes where public funds are siphoned.
Listen.
In one of the bottomless holes, trying to see
oh my God.
the moment and divert Ugandans from runaway corruption.
Okay.
The other day I saw the leader of the opposition in
government in
Ntungamo. In one of the bottomless holes.
In one of the bottomless holes. Muchimu ku bifo ebyekituli ekitalina kkomo.
where public funds are siphoned.
Ensimbi z'omuwi w'omusolo gye bazibbira. Now, here is gaslighting, projection, diversion 2.0. Look, when we were fighting the Kofi Amendment Bill, we never heard this man. Not at all. He wasn't one of them. When we were saying that no, emmwanyi teteekeddwa kubeera ng'eggyibwa ku bannansi bagitwale entungamu, teyayogera. Buli muntu yayogera ku nsimbi. If you go back to the YouTube channel eri gye babba, nayogererako n'endaga ssente gye zitwalibwa lwaki Museveni atwala emmwanyi na buli kimu ne tuquestioninga. This gentleman was quiet. Now, he's saying, oh, that is a bottomless hole. Gye babbira ensimbi. Nalaba Joero Ssenyonyi nga gyali. Naye kyamunenyeza, huh?
And he was picking gifts.
And he was picking gifts. Another phase now, gaslighting, projection, now diversion, kataze kuchilala chobaita, utter manipulation and lies. Kati alimba n'okuzannyira ku mutwe. Mbu Ssenyonyi yali agenze kufuna birabo entungamu. Like, you have to be very, I don't know if you believe in this man. Like, he's going to lie to you through his teeth, looking at your face, akulimbe. Like, whatever he's saying right now are complete lies, but he doesn't care. Ssenyonyi agenda entungamu okufuna ebirabo.
And I wondered how you do oversight and pick gifts at the same time.
But I wondered how you do oversight and pick gifts at the same time. No, he wasn't picking gifts. Why did he go to Ntungamo?
Where public funds are being siphoned.
Come on, what did you do? Tell us, show us what you did when there were events that led to the siphoning of public funds. Show us that, public funds are being siphoned in this bottomless hole you're referring to. But before this happened, I put up a fight and I lost the battle, but I believe I'll win the war. When the process that led to this money being siphoned in this place, you were deathly quiet. Like, walinga toyina choyogera. Now, what are you saying?
Then you come on the floor and appear to be doing oversight.
Come on.
That is duplicity.
That is... No.
And I can never be part of duplicity. If I were police and I corruption police.
Okay. I'm tired of listening to him. That is duplicity. Ssenyonyi yagenda eno. Mwi wagambye nti the other day. Olunaku luli oyinza ogamba bya nnaku bbiri. Bino byaliwo soma story waneeno. Spark TV ekola story eno. Emyezi ena emabega 4 months. Let me subscribe to them. Kati nawe subscribing. 4 months ago. Jakutwala lunaku luli nalaba Ssenyonyi ng'ali Ntungamu. No, ekyo bayita diversion. Let's watch what happened, what was going on.
When I was born, that's what
Wano bakusoma Kaironi ya gundi ya Spark TV egamba etya. Okulondoola ensimbi y'omuwi w'omusolo abaka balambudde ekkolero ly'emmwanyi.
Inspire Africa Coffee twebaza kubanga batwaniriza ne tuyingira. Ewala gye tugenda omuwi w'omusolo gy'atadde sente tebatukiriza kuyingira. Ne anyway tuyingidde ne tulaba ebigenda maaso wano. N'ebibuuzo of course tulina bingi. Okusookera ddala sente meka gavumenti zeetadde wano ez'omuwi w'omusolo. Ekibuuzo ekyo tekinnadibwamu tukibuuza minisita wa science and technology kubanga buumi na buwumbi obutwalibwa mu ministry eyo balina secretary gye bayita
katika nkubuulireko waliwo okulwanyisa Museveni obutajja mmwanyi ku bannayuganda omwali n'okulonda Anita Amonga amala oyogera biri ebigambo make sure those Baganda don't get the numbers. Mumanyi abateekawo resistance. Mumanyi nakola interview ku mubaka Paulson Lutamaguzi, nakola interview ku mubaka Geoffrey Rutaya. Ebintu ebyali mu parliament byonna mwabiraba. Abateekawo fight obali ba opposition. Mu biseera ebyo Mathias Mpuuga yali asirise. Olw'okuba NRM ina numbers yamaliriza ewangudde. Bwe yawangula ne batandika okuinvestinga, bali batandika dde okuinvestinga sente mweno Inspire Africa eryo kkolero ly'emmwanyi gye bakolera buli kimu ebikwatagana ku mmwanyi. Emmwanyi ya Uganda egenda kuba etwalibwa Ntungamu. Now, Mpuuga kyagezaako okugamba nti once you lose, you stop fighting.
Technology and Innovation Secretary.
It doesn't work like that. Ye Mpuuga kati yagamba nti lwaki Joel Ssenyonyi yagenda Ntungamu awali ensimbi y'omuwi w'ensimbi gye bagibbira. Now let me tell you this. Tuli mu lutalo. Naye olutalo olwo tetuluwangula kubanga tutunulira naggwano gwe tulwanyisa n'atukuba ne tugamba katubane katuwanike. No. Once you lose an opportunity to win in parliament because Museveni is going to deploy his thugs and goons to visit mayhem onto innocent people, then you see you be like, okay, I lost this battle, but I think I can win ultimately a war. Bamala okutwala emmwanyi, bamala okukola biki Museveni, kati tulina okwongera okulondoola. This is an ongoing process. Si event emu. Kati wala agamba, kati lwaki agendayo, baali balwana. Absolutely. Bateekeddwa okusigala ng'agendayo. Obeera ng'agamba nti, singa tulemererwa, essaawa zino, ate nyinza okutegeera, kubanga oyinza ogamba, kati twali tulwana baleme okutwala emmwanyi, baleme okuinvestinga, mwana nze mbivuddemu. And I understand that can be born out of frustration. Kiyinza okunyiza n'ogamba, mwana mbikoyi, I truly understand. I hear you. And other people have actually tuned in. Naga mwana nze mbivuddeko ebyobufuzi. I hear you. Era sikunenya. But there are others who are saying, okay, we have lost here, but we still got to keep on fighting. And these are people. But na Uganda sisuubira nti bagenda kusanyuka bagambe nti emmwanyi maze okugitwala kati Museveni asobola okubba buli nsimbi. Enjogera tukuze tugiwulira. Winners never quit. Because quitters never win. Abawanguzi tebawanika. Kubanga abawanika tebawangula. Parliament eyo abantu bagimanyi nti esinga kubeera na NRM. Inti nebo akaone kabaya kamazima. Era abakaba NRM baso okubanga basinga obungi kubanga Museveni akozesa kye tuyita gerrymandering. Okutema nalabye Tororono za bagitemye mu district. Okutema mu district atekemu abantu abagenda okumuyamba okuyisaawo ebintu by'obutwa byayagala okuyisaawo. But gabwentera okubagamba Martin Luther King mutuufu nti out of a mountain of despair a stone of hope. Nti mu babaka abo betulina mu parliament aba NRM bayinza okuba basinga obungi, but there could be one agenda okuyimirira agambe no, look, I'm a public speaker, njogera mu masomero, bampita ku university wano mu America ne mu high schools ne njogera, nemanyi okwogera mu baana b'amasomero mu university, njogera mu bantu 2,000, 500, 1,000, 300, bantu nga bangi. Naye mu bantu abo benjogerera mu banoonyayo omuntu ogwa. Kubanga omuntu oyo asobola okuleeta enkyukakyuka gye ndirabako oba gye sirirabako. So abantu abali mu parliament bateekeddwa okusigala nga bagenda mu maaso and hoping that one day some of these folks will get or receive what we call an epiphany, okuzuukuka. Kusagamba kati olw'okuba twafiirwa luli Ssenyonyi ateekeddwa okubyesonyiwa. Come on. There's a political arm, an official political arm of the political movement gye bayita People Power, gye bayita National Unity Platform. Esobola okubeera enkya esobola okubeera FDC oba ekibiina ekirala. Kiteekeddwa okubeera nga kisigala kigezaako. These are moments, I will say this over and over again, these are moments where the public is craving for courageous men and women, for people who will rise up to the occasion and question the regime that has presented itself to be gigantic, ginormous, unquestionable. This is a situation where people are asking our own to do the bare minimum. And this is what they are doing. Kati Mpuuga yayagala abantu bakole ki?
Under office of the president. Etekebwamu obuwumbi n'obuwumbi buyitirivu obutabalika. Naye kati bo ne bazisaasaanya. Ate ne batatubuulira embalirira eyo. Kakati Inspire Africa Coffee, government mwagiwa ssente mmeka? Lwaki temuvaayo ne mbeera balambulukufu? Kikulu kubanga bw'otabeera mulambulukufu oleetera abantu okulowooza ebintu bingi. Omuwa omusolo alina okutegeera ssente ze mmeka eziri wano. N'ekira ssente ezo zikola ki? Kirungi tutambudde wano tulabye okuzimba kugenda mu maaso, batubuulidde nti Maachi omwaka ogujja bagenda tandika okuprocessinga coffee. Katulindirire. Ekirala ekikulu ennyo, ssente y'omuwa omusolo nga tennateekebwa mu bitongole nadda wa kampuni ez'obwannannyini, walina okubeerawo entegeeragana, memorandum of understanding. katubadde tubabuuza gavumenti mwassa omukono endagaano mwine endagaano gye mwasayininga naye tekinnakutereera bulungi. Omukulu Nelson atugambye nti yes bakkanya ne gavumenti engeri gye banakikola era gavumenti n'atugamba nti yakabawa obuwumbi nga 74 beyakabawa sofa. Naye walina okubeerawo entegeeragana.
Omwanyi gwe tukola wano guva
ebibuuzo byetaaga okubuuzibwa. Bwe yavaayo ya presenting a report ku ebyo yali alabye.
We have asked government to come up with a clear modus operandi.
Ebirawo byayogerako kwe kuba nti Ssenyonyi baamukwasa obutabo ne bamuwa ku mwanyi bye bagezaako okukola tewali birawo bye baamuwa.
Of how private entities, private organizations and companies
Actually yafulumya ne report, I think.
Can be able to be supported. Because once that is not clarified, then there will be too many questions. Nelson has been telling you here, people are calling him a thief. And maybe most of those who are calling Nelson a thief, they're probably wondering, how did he get government support that other people have not gotten?
Exactly. These are questions. Because every day you have people who get actively involved in politics and current affairs of our country. Some people might not have known about the battle we had in parliament, trying to fight Museveni stealing the coffee of Ugandans. Kati nga batandika okugoberera mu kana akaseera nga balaba waliwo ogabi bamuyita Nelson alina obuyinza alina government netefutefu muwagira nga bagenda otandikira okubuuza onajjawo olukusa ajjawo ensimbi zino lwaki government emwesiga. And if you do not have folks like Joel Ssenyonyi abagenda osigala nga babuuza buli kimu ogenda kutira wala abantu people who are arsonists, abantu abanyumirwa okwokya ennyumba ne bagira bangeeteta omuliro. Wala abantu abali bwe batyo abagwamu essuubi nga baagala baga byonna biffe tubiveemu. I have a friend of mine. She's in the UK. Omutima gwamenyeka. Yategera bambi bamuzanyira ku mutwe. Simanyi, I feel sorry for her. Bamuzanyira ku mutwe ne bamuleetera okukkiriza nti mwami Museveni tasobola kuvaako in any way whatsoever. Even ne bw'aba avuddeko mutabano yagenda okumuddira mu bigere. Ne bamuleetera okulowooza nti buli muntu ali mu byobufuzi bamunange alya. Now, awo Museveni waakwagala. Museveni ayagala one weeraliikirire otye. Ekyokubiri akumalemu essuubi. Ekyokuna otuninge out obiveeko. Then ekirala obeere cynical and skeptical ng'obuusabuusa buli muntu gw'olaba ogamba naye afunira muwa. Bw'atuuka kweriisa abeera akumazeemu kye bayita moral compass. Naawe mu kaseera ke kamu buli oyogera n'omuntu. Because wala enjogera egamba nti when you look ndowooza Netse omuwandiisi yagamba if you gaze into the abyss for so long bw'otunuulira katugambe ennyanja oba ekintu kyonna kyonna oba eddungu n'omala ebbanga eddungu eritandika okukutunuulira oba ennyanja oba ekintu kyonna kyonna ky'osimbako essira n'okitandika okukutunuulira naawe bw'oli enguzi ennyo oba bw'olaba bali bw'enguzi n'olowooza nti buli muntu ali enguzi kati naawe otandika kukifuna ekyo kitandika okukuzanyira mu bwongo naawe ng'olowooza buli muntu n'ogwonyumya naye ogamba mufuniramu wa. Museveni bw'ayagala. But we cannot all do this. Some people should remain fighting ne waali b'omu. Kubanga essuubi liteekeddwa okusigala nga ligenda mu maaso kubanga eggwanga terikoma kunze naawe. Uganda will exist. This world will exist. Nga gwe woli obanga toliiwo. So the biggest question now is, what kind of a country are you preparing for the generation that will come after you've left? Bw'oba tobifaako gwe ng'ogamba buli kirungi kiteekeddwa okubeerawo mu mulembe gwange. That is the height of selfishness. Yentikko ey'okweyagaliza.
So you want to remove that bad imagery, even for business people. So that when a business person is supported by government, people don't say, who is that one related to? Who did he bribe or who did she bribe? Or maybe that project, that company, who owns it?
All these are questions that should be asked. Ssenyonyi came up with a report. Ngayogera ku bino. Yafulumya report.
How much has government extended to this project so far?
These are questions. Now that we lost an ability to keep it, to fail the Kofi Amendment bill, now the next step should be Meka. Kyekimunga bona agamba. Bakutte omubbi. Ne bamutwala ng'abadde amenya amateeka. naye nga bulijjo mubadde mulemereddwa okumukwata ne bamukwata. Bwe bamutwala mu kkomera olw'okuba mwagala okumanya n'okukomya obubbi, tolekera n'ogamba kati biwedde. No. Oba singa kali takwatibwa ne bamuteeka mu kkomera, oteekeddwa okusigala ng'olondoola. Ono ali mu kkomera ali mu mbeera ki? Amateeka gagobererwa? Ye gy'ali. Ne waba takwatiddwa, togamba kati bannaye ababbi tugezaako okukwata ababbi 5 ku kyalo kuno eno. Ababbi tulemereddwa bakwata. Omanyi kye tugenda okukola? Tubeesonyiwe bajje nga babbe bubbi. That hopelessness. Museveni tafaayo. Oba oli ekintu kiri nti ye asigala akubba.
That's a question we don't have an answer to. That's a question government has yet to respond to. And yet it is an important question for accountability.
Exactly.
For transparency.
Kati Mpuuga bino byagamba yagenda entungamo yafulumya reporting nga bwe gambye. I think I was seeing it here. Earlier today I typed in my paneno mu Facebook yange, kankebereko wano mu Facebook yange nataddemu Joel Ssenyonyi ntungamo. Yeah. Yafulumya report. Let me see here. Maybe I can see something. Yamupostize yagambye, is this a defense of 100 million shillings? Buno bufaananyi nga nkyamukyaza babu display nze. Ono namukyaza ku record TV. Yeah, nali live naye. Wano nga ndikola ku NBS. Yeah, wonderful times. Anyways, naye nga mbadde nnoonya wali eri. Ndowooza ninateekamu ntungamo. Ssenyonyi ni ntungamo. Yafulumya report weeri ku biki ebyagenda mu maaso bwe yali agenzeeyo. Wuno wano ng'akyadde entungamo. This is where bagamba nti eno baali agenze kufuna birabo. This is what is referring to. Bw'obanga togoberera oyinza obutabitegeera biki bye boogerako. He actually, exactly, this is what I'm talking about. Report on the Oversight visit to Inspire Africa Coffee Factory in Intungamo by Joel Bisekezi Ssenyonyi, Member of Parliament and Leader of Opposition, February 2025. Osobola okujja accessinga n'ogisoma. This is a report. Mpuuga byayogerako bwe yali agenze kufuna birabo. Nga maliriza. Bakyazizza omu kuboogerera DA ku NBS okwogera ku kwetonda. Waliwo ne story ndowooza ekoleddwa BBS tugenda kugiraba. Babagaye beetonde.
In proper context. The ultimatum is actually a public stand.
Agamba nti ultimatum gye bataddewo okubeera nga beetonda mu public stand kaza nnyo.
And it is largely merely high sounding.
Boogera Olungereza, it is merely highly sounding. Bw'okwata ebigambo ebyo bye boogera ategeeza ki? Like asobola kukyogera nga kye naye baagala present themselves as sort of distinguished elites. But at the same time, they want to represent the most vulnerable, the underprivileged and the less privileged. The best idea would be to identify with those folks. Naye bwe bajja kuwa neeno ate baagala kuba me, I want you to see me. I am actually an intellectual. I am an elite. Listen to how I speak. Okay.
You don't deal with people casually and you send them outside the establishment and then say, come back.
You don't deal with people casually and then you send them out of the establishment and then say, come back. Now, listen to what he says. You don't establishment and casually and send. What he's trying to say is that you quote our leader stealing from the people and you dismissed him. Now you're asking him to apologize if he wants to be forgiven. That's what he's trying to say. You send them out of the establishment casually and then you say, come back.
And we reconcile. First, you got to deal with what caused the problem. What caused the problem was first the lack of internal conflict resolution mechanism.
What caused the problem is the lack of conflict resolution management. Wagambi, listen.
Conflict resolution mechanism.
Lack of conflict resolution mechanism. This is gaslighting again. That's not the problem. The problem was Mpuuga's gaslighting and projection and insubordination. When he admitted that he took this money, he was given some sort of an opportunity to speak. Namboze yatubulira ekyatuukawo. Kati yagamba ensonga eno ekyaleeta obuzibu ensonga twagikwasaganya bubi. No, that's not what happened. You're lying through your teeth ng'oli ku TV.
If a party young as the NUP doesn't have a mechanism to resolve internal conflicts.
Listen now, if a party young as NUP doesn't have a ekibiina ky'ebyobufuzi nga NUP ekiba tekirina ngeri gisobola kumalawo butakkaanya.
You can't make headway in reconciliation.
You can't make headway in reconciliation. You can only make headway in reconciliation if the accused is not ground standing. But Mpuuga, after having broken the rules, the laws of the party, he went on to ground stand. And then he sat on this a throne of arrogance and started belittling, being insubordinate to the authority that appointed him leader of the opposition, commissioner, and the deputy president of the national platform.
Because then the question is, have you been able to put in new mechanisms to resolve future conflicts?
But bino byeboogera bagamba sigala kuteekawo kiri ekigambo bannayuganda kye bakozesa ne bagamba abantu beewedde embi. Adjective eryo gimanye bannayuganda gye bateekawo. Omuntu abbye ate yagamba njagala oteekewo enkola ennungi ngenda okuyitamu okwetonda. Like what? Gwe ateekeddwa okuba nga asalirawo. Obbye bakukutte obba n'ogamba oba wakunnenya njagala onnenye bwoti. Abantu beewedde embi.
Secondly,
otyo
a casual way of dealing with colleagues.
Casual way of dealing with colleagues. Engeri eya bulijjo gye mukwataganamu n'abantu.
Don't mind of dealing with colleagues.
Otyo?
You know, you make statements about your colleagues.
You make statements about your colleagues. Which statements? You have folks who have been accusing Bobi Wine okulya ebisiyaga. Do you look yourself in the mirror? You have people agamba Bobi Wine ayambala ovulo yateekamu pampa. Is that even casual? That's not even casual. That is stooping so low to be stupid. This is one of the leaders.
Casually, many times unsubstantiated.
Look yourself in the mirror. You have Abedi Bwanika. You have that man, Mpuuga. Ffe twalonda Bobi Wine nze namulaba. Nga talina kyasobola.
An allegation where you have a difference in opinion and then you allege that so and so has been bought because you simply differ with him in opinion.
This wasn't a difference in opinion. This was Mpuuga admitting that he had received money, over 500 million shillings, alongside 3 NRM sympathizers, sycophants and lackeys of Museveni. He awarded himself after being just a few months after he was appointed leader of opposition. This wasn't a difference in opinion. You're lying through your teeth and you should be ashamed of yourself. This wasn't a difference in opinion at all. This was, hey, you received this money. And he went on CBS FM and admitted Namboze, who attended some of the most clandestine closed-door meetings, said Mpuuga admitted, and he said he was going to apologize. This wasn't a difference in opinion. Why are you lying?
So, unless there are really mechanisms of now dealing with these people,
there are mechanism of dealing with these people. But please, you can say unless there's a way we can talk, unless there are mechanism.
Formally, and this talks a lot about a constitution.
Oh.
Has NUP got a legal regime?
Now that is called now that is called an oxymoron. This is the problem with these folks. That is called an oxymoron. Has Snoop got a legal regime? Legal and regime cannot be in one sentence. Legality and regime cannot be in one sentence. Don't even talk about context. Has Snoop got a legal regime? Mind you, was your president of the Democratic Alliance given those positions with an appointment from the National Unity Platform that didn't have a legal regime? Tell me, what does that mean? Does NUP have a legal regime? Bagala ebigambo ebizitowa. Muga, linda katono chicho ogambye legal regime. This is an oxymoron. Tebikwatagana. Ngabo onogamba tubikozesa mu poetry. Okujjako ng'oli mu poetry n'ogamba it is sweet and sour. Chiwoma ate chikaawa. Legal regime
that can resolve instances like this. For instance, there's been a big complaint on a lack of a clear legal regime. You have got 3 regimes. The last time I checked in NUP, when I was in NUP, there are 3 legal regimes.
Okay.
There was a legal regime left by Chibalama. There was a regime that Mr. Rubonga tried to smuggle onto the EC file, and there was a second reform. Now, which of these is the actual constitution of NUP?
Right. Now that is a deflection, actually. No one is even talking about even the questionnaire, the interviewer, Kanare Mugume, didn't ask about the constitution of the NUP. They are questioning about the ability to reconcile. Now he's talking, let's talk about the constitution. There's this constitution of Chibalama, the constitution of Lubongoya, and the constitution of Segona. Now, what constitution? No. Let's go back to the question.
Without having a constitution. Do you see Honorable Mpuuga and Honorable...
Honorable. Honorable.
Anika,
not honorable.
Coming back to apologize within the...
Thank you so much. You're taking him back to the question.
30-day window.
Apologize for what?
Because of theft and insubordination. Apologize for what? Theft, insubordination, and maligning, disrespect.
Apologize for what? I would like to think that these members of parliament have moved on by the mere fact that they have joined a formation to which I belong, which is the DA. I would think that they have no more business with the National Unity Platform.
Right, Sarah, let me come to you. How would you describe the manner of reconciliation NUP has put forward with this 30-day window of reconciliation?
Well, the Honorable Mwanga Kivumbi, who is a Vice Chair of Central Region, who has initiated this call, remained largely neutral during the conflicts in the party. And I think he stands a chance to reconcile those members that still share the broader goals and broader common purpose of the National Unity Platform. It's assumed that for leaders to come together and found a party, they have broader and bigger goals that should surpass individual differences, that should surpass personal egos.
But and I appreciate her. She's very, very, very smart. I really, really love Sarah Bilete. But these are not personal issues. This is a man who was caught red-handed, stealing from the taxpayers' money. And this, in reconciliation, this gentleman should apologize and tell us, what did he use that 500 million shillings for?
And extending an olive branch to the rebel members of any party is a greater call of leadership.
Especially if those folks to whom you're extending the olive branch are actually wanting to be part of the group you're inviting them to be.
We have 1 month to the open window of MPs to close the political floor. From 12th May, any MP who wants to close to another party will be free to do so without losing their seat, because that's a provision in our laws. So we have 1 month to this period of the open crossing window. And I think the National Unity Platform is still in time to sit on table and discuss and reconcile with the members who still share the broader goal and purpose of the National Unity Platform.
NRM has had rebel MPs and you've seen how they...
Okay, agera kubuuza ku bintu bya NRM sibifaako nnyo ebyo tebinkwatako kubanga nga bwe gambye bya NRM bali awo tebalina kyebaddaako kyebasinga okuwuliza ki Museveni kyayagala NRM simanyi efaayo ku mateeka n'enkola y'ebintu. Anyways, dakiika almost 50. Did you enjoy this one? I enjoyed it myself. You know, I told you I enjoy what I do here. Mbulira kyolowooza. Akasato okalabe kagamba nti Museveni started a war, I'm only speaking. Oba nkozesa obusaati buno munaabugula. Gamba ngenda kagula obukozesanga 50 ne bukudibirira bannayuganda. Katwala obengamba okusubscribinga nja kulaba ne sijja subscribinga. Wala abandi waliwo bennalabye abatandise okumpa ebiraba bagenda wali ku YouTube channel n'asindikayo $1 nga ziizo n'abafuuka ba member mwena mwebale mugenda kungaggawaza. Ne bino sibikolera ssente please bw'oba tolina busobozi togezaako n'okola ekintu kyonna nga kikuggyako ensimbi zo bw'oba tolina busobozi. Ekisinga okubeera ekikulu kwe kulaba ng'oli mulamu ssente zirye labirira abo mu njuyo tambuza obulamu bwo. Njogera ku abo balina ensimbi ezisobola okusaasa ng'ogamba Mulisa nsinzidde waneno Virginia kankuteekemu $10. Alo nze Mordecai Mulisa nzikiriza nkusiibule. Subscribe.
Did you enjoy what you just watched?
I'm sure they did.
I'm going to guess that you did. How about you consider subscribing to Mordecai Marissa Live YouTube channel? Thank you.